How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're going to talk about the Winston race at North Wilkesboro. Yes, the first race at this brand new series, the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Odyssey takes the checker flag here at North Wilkesboro in a dominating way. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Alright, now I'm going to talk about the race, a little thoughts on a few drivers. I'll try to talk on most drivers tonight, and my thoughts on the whole event. Personally, I thought it was a okay race. The winner, you have no idea how happy I am, but that is due in part because I'm an Aussie fan, and therefore Aussie that won by a substantial lead. I think he lapped two cars, if I'm not mistaken, those being the 19 and 90, respectfully. Um, we'll talk about them just a little bit later. But man, what a race for the Central Motorsports driver. Ozzy that had a pretty like huge, I don't know how to put it in words, but he had a really huge pressure on his shoulders. He comes in this race wearing the number 8 of Fernandez, and we know that such a iconic and such a heavy number, because it's not only just keeping, the number going and winning, it's keeping the legacy alive. Every single time a driver retires or someone else takes their number, the same legacy and the same pressure goes on to said driver. For example, Austin Dillon had the pressure of winning with the number 3 right out of the bat. And Ozzy not only pays tribute to Matteo Fernandez in winning in the A, also wins in the Kyle Busch font. Yes, Central Motorsports decided not to use the Dale Earnhardt Jr. font and decided to give Ozzy the rowdy Busch font, and I feel like it suits him really well. So yeah, Ozzy wins by a. I swear, like I try to watch the race in like bits and pieces of it. I was a little busy, of course, but man, Ozzy, when he got out, he really got out. He was clean. He was out there. He did have a few mistakes along the way. Don't get me wrong. Contact with his teammate Bucket Boy in the number 3 Chevrolet. But apart from, if we don't count those like incidents, a 10 out of 10 race, if you ask me. Ozzy, in my opinion, gets a 10 out of 10 for this race right here. Second place in this race was Blue. Now, pretty surprising. Blue, a underdog, as we all know, doesn't have the wins, doesn't have the championships, doesn't have the resume of a lot of drivers that I could mention here, but she ran out most of those drivers today. Blue seemed to be one of the most confident drivers out there, knew how to take the turns, knew how to take the lines, knew everything, and probably one of the safest picks if Ozzy doesn't win. Finishes second driving a Wonder Motorsports, my bad, Wonder Motorsports machine. Now, you might be saying, well, man, this is a little confusing. Doesn't Blue race for Azura? What happened to, like, a lot of things? And I'll go on that a little later. But, yeah, just pretty convincing, not gonna lie. Started second, finished second. Great resume for Blue. Knocking on that win. Been knocking it since, I don't know for how long. But I really like Blue. I feel like she's like an underdog, like a underdog, kind of like a JD McDuffie, like someone that isn't hated like whatsoever. And if you hate them, you're probably pretty fucked up in the head. But yeah, pretty solid race. Bucket Boy finished third. Now BB did a really good showing. Had a little bit of issues with teammate Ozzy. Now I don't know how the incidents happened. Probably just an incident, typical new game, new cars, need to get used to them. Uh, I saw him really eager to make moves, and that's good for the Central Motorsports driver. But he shouldn't focus too hard on like leading laps in the first few like minutes of the race. Sure, it gives you like a lot of confidence. Don't get me wrong, and I know it's hard to say that when Aussie practically dominated the entire race. Like when you dominate in lead laps, it's obvious that you're gonna dominate the race and get a lot of confidence in you. So, but Bucket Boy, really good resume, he's not known to be a short track racer. Now, I'm saying that, and he won Baby Park, but if you look at his resume, winning at short tracks isn't his strongest. It's pretty much one of his lowest. I'll argue maybe considering road courses or super speedways, but then again, he has one in those as well. So, Bugger Boy gets a really solid result. I don't have the lineup pulled up, but I'm gonna assume that fourth place finisher is AJ. AJ, pretty decent results. I feel like AJ's not known to be like, he is extremely talented. Don't get me wrong, phenomenous at driving. Like he has the hunger of winning, and for everyone, it was a new experience out there on the track, out there on the speedway. Well, not the speedway. No, road tour isn't really a speedway, but I really like AJ's resume. Led a few laps. I feel like he did like a solid job for his first start. Had some roughs and nudges with the number 3 car Bucket Boy, but I do really appreciate him backing off, which was extremely good on his end, and I applaud people with that because there's a lot of people that I can mention that will make like cheap moves for passing and getting position or hell even winning races. And AJ, if he keeps on this resume, he probably becomes like a really cool underrated driver, and probably gets like a pretty decent career. Finishing second to last in this race, if I'm not mistaken, of course, is Suddy Studios, and oh, what a roller coaster for the 19 crew. Racing for Wonder Motorsports, I'll mention how, like why, and later, like everything. But racing for Wonder Motorsports in the 19 Chevrolet, Suddy had, this race was in moments, in my opinion. You had the beginning of the race where Suddy struggled, like heavily struggled. I saw him like spinning out maybe twice. But then midway through the race, he locked some laps and hell even caught up to Ozzy. But I think the moment that kind of sentenced his fate was that spin he almost had in turn 3, or was it turn 2? My mistake. Suddy made a mistake, rookie mistake. He's still really young driver, and decided to pit, and the game kind of bugged. According to Suddy, the refill thing wouldn't go, and therefore he got caught a lap down. I'm not really sure what to say on Suddy. I know he's a one motorsports driver in this series, but primarily is linked towards Azura Cat Racing or Hearts Cat Azura Racing. For future reference, I'll call it Hearts Racing, mainly because I already struggle with English, and I don't think Hearts Cats Racing rolls off the tongue very well. And personally, not a huge fan of Hearts Cats Racing, so I'll just call it Hearts for now. Apologies if I offend anyone, by the way. Suddy had a good run. That's my thing. He had a good run. I saw something in him because, yes, he was, at the beginning of the race, he was basically riding the wall. But then he tuned in. He started practicing more and more, and probably, if the rookie mistakes don't go as planned, Ozzy probably doesn't win by a comfortable margin. The second and third place drivers were in the back straightaway, and Ozzy was crossing the start finish line. So that tells you everything. But I don't know what more to say. Suddy, he is talented. He won the last Cup Series championship, like in the 3Y series. But his resume is still like really thin. He has wins. He has consistency. He knows how to win. He knows how to wheel a car. But I feel like he needs something else to be a great driver. He is amazing, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Suddy's just lucky and he won lucky. Yes, he had some lucky wins, but also wins that he deserved. But I feel like, for example, in the green, white, checker flag race, Suddy blocked Fernandez, an extreme late block, and put Fernandez in the wall. And that killed Fernandez's momentum. and led to Saudi taking the win. An extremely unpopular finish because let me put you into context because the race wasn't streamed and it was a private race. Imagine the 2007 Daytona 500. Imagine if Mark Martin put Kevin Harvick in the wall so he could win the Daytona 500. We're talking on that level. And those mistakes are forgettable because he's a rookie at the end of the day. I'm not going to put pressure. He's a great kid. He just got to learn. And then finishing last in the running order was Adam. I feel really bad for him because I'm a huge Adam supporter. I really like Adam. He's a great guy, great person off the track, and really underrated driver. In my opinion, if we don't count Abby in the conversation, he's part of the big four, those being Fernandez, Katie, Aussie, and Adam. Maybe the big five if Bucket Boy, because Bucket Boy has been really good as of late. Adam was, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, bad. He was not used to the new games, which is not a fault of the games. Let me remind you, we're just not used to racing in these types of games. So don't throw hate to the people making them. You make amazing games. I love the detail, like the nitty gritty everything. Wow, they look amazing, but you could tell the Truck Series champion was struggling. Even in one moment of the race, he took out both Central Motorsports drivers, which wasn't a good look by Adam. But can you really blame him? As a guy who is the owner of Central Motorsports, Adam just not used to these cars. He was wall riding. He was letting people by. And at the end of the race, he decided, I'm not going to finish the race. I'm going to park it. And he did. Adam did not finish the race and finished dead last in the garage. And this is information, official information by Adam, driver of the 19 Gotham City Racing Ford. I miss free wire. And we'll go on to that topic as for our final topic of today's race and our discussion. I will try to make more discussions like this in the near distant future. What happened to free wide? Winter Skywalker is the maker and creator of the free wide brand and games, respectfully. And for the couple last few days, a rift has formed between drivers and owners of series and everything. Basically, I won't sugarcoat it. I made an extremely stupid rule. I'm the owner of the Green White Checker Flag series, aka a series that uses Xfinity series not drivers, cars actually, my mistake. I made a stupid rule. And that rule didn't sit well with Winter. What was the rule in question? The rule was Winter cannot watch my races because I'm not comfortable with it. At the time that happened, there was a whole debate of if should we ban this driver, which was Jan because of like past trauma, and I didn't feel like it was fair. Winter didn't think the same way, and we were not in talking terms. She was extremely hated at the time. Still kind of is by some people, a lot of people actually. And just wow, just it amazes me because I'm not mad at Winter. It just amazes me, like, okay, at the time she was hated, and she still kind of is. And as a rumor that spurred around was Mateo Fernandez was gonna get kicked from the free wide games because he was defending Jan. And that was extremely unfair in almost everyone's eyes, including co-team owner Katie Cat. So imagine I host a race for my series and I see Winter Skywalker join, and I politely tell her please leave because you literally try to ban me from like Cup. I'm not like, imagine in my head the scenario one. Imagine if you break up with a girl and then you find her in like a shop and then you have to like awkwardly like, I don't know, buy your groceries. I don't know, that was my point of view. Yeah, I told her nicely to leave and she wouldn't leave. We had to finish the race. So I made a rule saying that Winter Skywalker could not watch my races, and if she joined, the race was gonna get postponed. And arguably it was stupid. I will not deny that. Extremely goddamn stupid rule, because you're telling me that you're gonna park. Am I in the moment in the paper, like in concept? It was a good idea. Execution, probably my worst decision of all time. And thanks to this, Winter Skywalker. By the way, I'm talking about Winter, but I'm begging you, do not send hate to Winter Skywalker, because let me finish my statement. At the end, Winter banned me from using the free Y games, and that's why there was this split, and now there's the Winston Cup series, which is basically just the free Y series, but with next gen cars. Green White Checker Flag still exists as a game, still exists as a series, and Winter Skywalker. I can practically talk about this because this information was leaked by other members. Winter Skywalker is bringing back Super Trucks, which was the series that BB used to own, and the Burger King series, which was the development series to Free Y. Um, gonna say the truth. The worst thing I ever done in my career. There's a reason why Ozzy wears the 8, and the reason why he does is because I feel like I broke everything. And a lot of people are like, oh no, but like Winter did do bad things. My biggest gripe with her was basically deleting Burger King, a really beloved series. I know she brought it back, but like at the time, imagine I wake up and then Burger King's gone with no saying like why or what was going on. Yeah, and also at the time she was like making like annoying mistakes on, like, not mistakes, annoying things that like just seem unfair in my eyes. Like, for example, taking media roles away from me for no reason. I was like, I'm not even like posting propaganda on them. Taking roles like game owner, like stuff like that. But I'll tell you this, I'm an idiot as well, because I cannot make such a damn stupid role for a damn stupid reason. I wanted a fair rule. In my head, it sounded fair, but I'm, frankly, extremely idiotic and didn't realize the consequences that my actions would bring. Now, you might be saying, well, Matt, why don't you apologize to her? I did, and to be honest, I don't think she will never, ever apologize to me. Not, sorry. I thought, you can tell that I'm good at English. I don't think she'll forgive me. Generally speaking, Winter Skywalker holds grudges. The biggest one she holds is like with drivers in the Winston Cup series. I would not mention set drivers because starting up drama now isn't important. The important thing is that it hurts because it's not that I ruined my career. It hurts because I ruined the fun for a lot of people I personally know and a lot of people that I used to talk to, but now I don't. Like, Katie was one of my first friends, and now I don't talk to her whatsoever. Not even like nothing, and it annoys me to hell and back. But I know that what have I done? I literally, like, I'll take anything if it means like people can, like, I don't want this to keep on going because it showed in the race. Everyone was struggling. The only people that weren't struggling, arguably Ozzy and Blue, which both used these games before, so they have an advantage over the competition. I don't want that. I generally, like, the reason why I gave the A to Ozzy is because I generally thought that he's one of the most trustworthy drivers, and it's not saying that like Bucket Boy, for example, or Ash isn't trustworthy. They are, but Ozzy has seen me in my lowest moment in my entire road racing career. The moment where like I didn't genuinely want to wake up, and a lot of times I'm like laying in bed and I'm like, how did I ruin this gorgeous group of friends that I had? This little hobby of ours where we stop worrying about other problems in life, and we believe we are genuine NASCAR stock car drivers. Because a lot of people say, why do you like this? Because it's fun to believe that you're not, like, for example, like role play. It's fun to believe that Ozzy, a fictional driver in the number 8 Rowdy Bush car, wins in his team owner's number. That's a storyline. Yes, a pretty like lame storyline if you don't know the context, but it's generally good. I really want Winter to forgive me, not because to revive my career or anything. Generally speaking, if everything comes back, like I still have like a little bit of hope in my heart. It's stupid because I'm dumb as a doorknob and probably should just forget about everything about road racing. But I keep hoping that one day it's like, I know I did everything wrong. We don't need to talk. We don't need to be friends. We don't need to talk. We just, if you don't want to see my ugly fucking face ever again, that's good. Or hear my godforsaken voice anymore. But that doesn't mean other people must have not fun because I was a jackass, basically. And yeah, it just sucks. I don't know what else to say. I genuinely wish that, like, I doubt it. I extremely doubt it. But I genuinely wish that Katie, Winter, or like someone from the Heart Racing gang watches this video and is like, just gives me like, I don't know what to say, to be honest. But oh well. That's my thoughts on today's race and everything that went on in this month. Sorry that I haven't just recorded anything. Um, to be honest, I just don't have motivation. That's the reason why. I have a lot of ideas, but I don't have the energy to do it. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for all who stayed uh, in the installment of the Gossip Garage. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll try to make more of these like analysis videos in the future. Tomorrow is the Daytona 500, sponsored by Hydro Spaceman. So yeah, hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all on the flip side, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.